what is out there, but rather how do you choose what's right for you, right? So, when I was, after I left clinical medicine, I went to IMR. So many people, there were a few people who told me that research is not for everyone, but nobody elaborated. So I didn't know what that means, so I came and jumped right into research without knowing anything about it. All I thought was that, oh yeah, I'm inquisitive. I like asking questions. Maybe research is a good idea and it's something different, right? But research was a huge shock to me. I mean, at least where I went. Okay, I went from saving lives every day to just sitting behind a cubicle, not knowing what I was doing. The place I was in, every day, nobody talks to each other, like they were very focused in their work, being in the lab, coming up, typing on their laptop. Nobody says hi. And if I ever talk in the office, someone will text me and says that, oh, please keep quiet. We're trying to do work here. That was like a shock to me, right? So a part of me died every single day I went to work. I just hated it. I dragged my feet. But some people actually thrive in this kind of environment, but not me, because it took me being in the wrong place to realize that I'm actually an extrovert and I need daily interaction. So the second thing you should do is not just follow the crowd, right? Because like what's hot now for you guys that's thinking about leaving medicine, thinking of leaving KCAM, probably aesthetic, right? Because it's so hot. So you just decide, okay, maybe I just do that. But the thing is, if you don't know who you are, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests, you may just be going into something and wasting time and money. So, like when I was, just an example, right? When I was in IMR, like I would always jump at a chance when the RA had to go out to see patients because I just needed to talk to someone, right? I needed to go out there and talk. And when I was there, I saw how they struggled to get consent from patients. They don't know how to convince the patient to give them samples. So their success rate was like always about 50%. But every time I spoke to the patient always understand what I need, what I was trying to explain to them, what we needed from them. And they always almost say yes. So that's when I realized, hey, my strength, I was very good at speaking. I was very good at influencing people. But unfortunately, I was in a position where that strength was not utilized. I wasn't building onto that potential. I was just put into a corner. And that's why I felt so stuck, right? I felt I was in a dead-end job. I was wasting my days, not utilizing my talents and skills that I have. But then at the time, the thought of leaving KKM was just too scary because I was so comfortable. I was really there for like 9 years, 10 years in KKM. You know, I don't know what is out there. I don't even know how to start, right? But I wanted something fulfilling. So this is when I realized all this personality. So this is a concept here of understanding yourself. So for me, I'm a dominant person. I make decisions quick. I'm not afraid of risk, of conflict. I'm very competitive and I like to set my own rules. So imagine when I was in IMR, I was forced to stay behind the desk, not voice out my opinion, not really doing anything exciting. It was very monotonous. So it did not suit who I am. So here, if you actually understand who you are, where your personality is, it's so much easier for you to find that right role. So I'll give you another example, like aesthetics, right? So we had one of our premium member. I mean, because we've been helping a lot of our premium members get jobs. So there's one she came to us and then she said, I'm going to just do aesthetic medicine. So no idea what aesthetic medicine is. She went there, spent a whole year, did her MAC, took some papers, like spent 18K, only to realize that is not for her because to be in aesthetic medicine, you need this skill. You need to be this person, one who is good at establishing connection, one who is able to, be in the spotlight, because that's what aesthetic is. it is not clients that you're serving, not patients you're serving, they are clients you're serving. But the person that jumped in here, she fell in here. She was more of this cautious person who likes to plan things, very meticulous. She's not an extrovert. She likes being by herself. So she struggled when she was in aesthetic medicine. And it took her 1 year to say, okay, maybe I cannot go on here. So here's the thing, right? Like I used to think understanding yourself, your personality, all this was fluff and BS. But that's actually the core. Because as I start helping doctors, place doctors in all these positions in companies and all, that's when I realized that actually the employers, they actually really look at this whole scope here. This is actually how they decide whether you are a dominant person in this role. Do they need someone who's dominant? In this role, do they need someone who is able to build connection? Or in this role, do they need someone who is very good at data, who's very meticulous, who likes to look at things like all this minor details, right? So for you guys, this is actually very important. There's a lot of free personality tests out there you can just do just to understand a brief understanding of who you are, what you are. We're actually covering this in our non-clinical Pathfinder workshop. So the bottom line is, if you don't know who you are, you spend so much money, you actually end up applying for that same type of job that doesn't suit you. And you keep jumping into something without feeling that fulfillment. It will cost you time. It will cost you time and money wastage. So yeah, so the second thing is you guys can go and find out where your personality is, your strengths and your interests. Now,